What's happening, my beautiful people? My name is Mike LaBelle, and welcome back to another formation review, another formation guide. If you've enjoyed the series, make sure to check out all the episodes, but drop a thumbs up and talk to us in the comments. What formation do you need to maybe hear more about? A bit more information, get your squads on deck, everything supplied in the best way possible. Tips, tutorials, ask away. And if you need those tactics, you need those instructions, which you do, I'm dropping Ovi's video that matches up with the 4-4-2 formation guide down below in the description. I put in the comments. Make sure to get involved. Go show them some love. But we're going to talk about the pros and the cons. Wait for it. Roll it! When we're talking about the positives, and I did see a few comments that people were saying,
man, this guy, I haven't seen him before, but he's got a lot of energy.
welcome to the channel. I am very happy to talk about FIFA. It's been like that for years now. Nothing's changing. But when you're looking at the 4-4-2, the first pro that comes to mind is going to be the versatility, whether you're attacking or you're defending. You have really nice alignment, spacing. It's a very logical formation. You have overlapping runs. Players and personnel that are going to fit into these positions with a certain sense of ease. And it just feels as if the 4-4-2 fits well for this year's current gameplay, the current meta. Whether you're looking for that long build-up or you want to go quick and be aggressive, especially when you have two strikers, which is another positive when I look at this formation. Yes, you have so many traditional elements to playing FIFA and going forward and defending, and the way that players can show and hold possession, you build up, you can even form some of those triangles. But at the same time, if you just need to be simple, striker to striker through ball, classic little 1-2s up top. If you've got a chance to break, why not go for it? I like having two striker options versus a singular striker in FIFA 20 when possible, when it makes sense, when it works for you, if you're comfortable with that formation, because that's going to be a very big key. And at this point, so much around FIFA 20 is about being patient, both offensively and defensively. You're going to need to have that trait. And I'm not saying that in other FIFA installments it wasn't important. It's always been relevant, but this year in particular, with the way that pressure defending can be kind of a toss-up, you almost have to wait for your opponent to get close to your half. You really struggle with all-out pressure unless you're just completely committed. At the end of the game, you're throwing every single body, you name it, you have put them on the map and said, hey, we're going that way. Basically, what I've been describing are options. How you want to play the 4-4-2 is up to you. Aggressive, passive, somewhere in the middle. You got that balance, that good balance. Sure, you can do it. You've got tons of width, which is why the possession play becomes so relevant offensively. You can always switch the pitch, whether you're looking to go left mid to right mid, left back to right back, or vice versa. Not going to be a problem, not a concern. I almost feel as if somebody's always open in this formation. You just have to pinpoint who you're trying to pick out. It's not always the most attacking option, but there's always someone open, whether you're going side to side or you're going backwards before then going forwards, or hitting that switch, or looking for that dangerous, intricate pass, splitting pass, or that money through ball. On the defensive end, as long as your tactics align, I also believe pretty strongly that the 4-4-2 covers many of the easy passes, because you have 4 across the midfield, you got 4, of course, in your back line. That takes up a lot of those easy penetrating passes, and it doesn't allow your opponent to be as comfortable. Maybe doesn't allow your opponent to have as slow a build-up as maybe he would like. You can speed him up a tad bit, especially if you're going to take a little more risk and try to aim for a little higher up on the rewards, or an easier time going forward. If you get a good takeaway, you typically get a good counterattack, and that's where you have to measure, is the risk worth the reward? And when you finally overtake that possession, the 4-4-2 has options for relief. I'm going to call this hashtag relief duty. Where you get the ball, you've overtaken possession, you've got a defender, you need to do something with it. You have multiple outlets where you can go wide that are safer in a 4-4-2, and not every formation offers this. I often struggle with some of the narrow formations. When I overtake possession, where the hell do I go? If it's not an open pass right away, then I'm stuck thinking, do I need to lob this? Is there anyone that I can hit where it's going to be out wide, just in case I do lose possession? It's not going to be a free opportunity for my opponent. We all know, especially at the higher levels in any FIFA installment, giveaways and the position that you also give the ball away matters so much, just simply for percentage play. Kind of like American football in some ways. If you lose the ball at the 50-yard line, it's not the end of the world. However, if you lose the ball somewhere on your defensive half, oh, you're in big trouble. That turnover is going to cost you. Your opponent's almost always going to get a field goal or potentially get into your red zone, score a touchdown. I don't know if this reference is going to hit whatsoever. You have to watch American football, which means you probably need to be American. Maybe it's been traveling. I don't know. In Europe, is it big? Do you watch American football? You get the idea. We've talked about many pros, a lot of positives in this formation. Now let's look at the cons, so the negatives. And if someone is able to break through your midfield, I don't think you have a lot of support. You don't have holding mids in this formation. Even if you play the defensive 4-4-2, I don't think it's that defensive. You've got to always be tracking bodies back. Once they break through that pipeline, it's going to be up to you to decide if you want to step with one of your center backs or you're going to try to squeeze with your fullbacks, you name it. You can be a little bit vulnerable once they get to that point. And building off the lack of support in the midfield, once your opposition is able to break through, you can get overrun in that midfield area. If you're playing someone who, let's say, is doing a really good job with centric play and they're hitting 1-2s, you're only going to have those two midfielders. And from my experience, they can get out of position. You make a poor step with one, or you're too aggressive pushing that lineup, and then unfortunately you would have conceded this position on the pitch. People are able to get in behind both your center mids with maybe one pass or a quick tiki-taka 1-2, and then you're in that no man's zone where you have to make a decision with your defenders. Am I stepping? Am I sitting back? Are there a lot of options for my opponent? Have I made his or her job easy when they're breaking me down because of an unfortunate step or poor tactics, or just maybe a little bit of a formation flaw, depending what type of opponent you go up against and how gifted and talented they are with that build-up play in the midfield. You can't see me, but I'm doing this right here. Midfield build-up play. Apparently that's what it looks like in my mind. Yep, I'm always going to talk with my hands. Clearly, that's going to be a staple. That's not going anywhere. Thanks again for watching. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to drop a thumbs up. It's free to subscribe. Head on over to Obi's channel. Get those tactics. Get those instructions. I'll leave links down below, and I have a lot more coming out for you ASAP.